This is not gonna.
Couch ain't gonna hold me.
Chandler! We do good for Chandler.
So who's laying across us?
No one told you life was
I might have to
gonna be this
continue
way.
with
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
Come together.
That's what I was thinking.
There was a lot of Kijiji ads.
Well, originally, Brandon and Sam were in a troupe that sucked called what, Sam?
Wow.
How do you really
Hey, remember that crappy comedy troupe we were in?
I say that as in compared to Shut the Front Door.
Oh, okay.
Right, Sam? What was the name of your troupe?
It was called Stone Soup, and it didn't suck. It
I
was
know,
quite
I'm
nice.
just promoting us.
Yeah.
And they then put an ad, Sam put an ad in Kijiji, and I answered the ad, and Jim answered the ad, and
We had
a bunch of other people
we had
that...
7 people answer the ad in 2 weeks, and the whole group came together. It was pretty impressive. And then Claire
And then
came
Claire
a little bit later
joined.
after
Yeah,
that.
like about, I guess,
A month
year.
after that or
Was it
so.
Just a month?
Yep, and then Ryan joined.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
not a very exciting story.
Taylor joined.
One person joined, then another person joined.
Yeah.
The best part was when Jim called me, he said, the ad specifically said, we're looking for a woman. And Jim called and says, well, I'm not a woman, but I'd like to come out and try.
And then,
I said I'm a little feminine. Does that count? Sam said, show me your boobs and we'll talk.
Yep.
yeah.
So he's one of our women now.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think we all lived in London. We all had a love of comedy, and we were all looking online for some sort of outlet for our comedic talents and desires. And luckily,
Desires.
through like meeting people, it was just kind of like fate. We all came together, right?
Yeah,
Really
and
was.
Sam one night wrote us sober. We're all needles in a haystack. We come together.
Yeah. It was just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
Now it's love. Now it's just
Unbelievable.
Now
Family.
we're a family.
We are a family.
Yay.
love. Dysfunctional.
But we're a family.
Yes. I was so scared. I was.
Were you?
I was. I was so scared. I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought that Kathleen hated me.
To be fair, she did.
She
I
did.
be
knew
fair,
that
yeah.
Kathleen hated
There's
me.
a similar story for everybody with that
Yeah,
too. I
I
think she
thought
didn't like
Kathleen
me either.
hated me. Kathleen doesn't like change
Yeah.
very much. Kathlene's
I like
not a fan of
change.
change.
I just
Yeah.
don't like you.
What?
I'm kidding.
I think
I
I was a
love
little.
everybody.
I think I was a little nervous. I'd seen a lot of shows before, and so it was kind of like meeting the people who I've seen on stage. So I was kind of like, oh, I hope I'm good. I hope I'm funny. And then it kind of just, once you get in, you talk to the group and you kind of get in, do a few games. It really loosens up and everyone has a good time.
It was funny because when I first came to the first practice, we were like running around. I didn't know what really improv was or what an improv practice was, and we were just like running around, basically playing like a crazy version of musical chairs. I was like, what? What the? And then slowly I started getting it's like warming up, and then I realized these are just awesome, funny people, and it all came together.
Yeah, I answered the ad and I went to, Sam called me and I went to
The Legion.
the Legion and I went
It's
upstairs.
off to a good start.
I went,
We're the Legion.
I went upstairs and I'd never met any of the people before and Sam goes, okay, get up on stage. And I was like, what? And as I said in my other interview, when I left there I said to him, oh my God, I hope I don't get kicked out of this because I'm not leaving. And when we first started practicing like way back.
Coincidentally, that's what she says at
At,
McDonald's Playhouses
At
as well.
when we first started practicing, when the group was coming together, we just had so much fun at practice, laughing our butts
Yeah.
off.
Absolutely.
Over and over and over to the point of not even being able to breathe. See, the reason why the troupe works so well is we think we're the funniest people on earth.
Kathleen thinks she's the funniest person on the planet.
I had a totally different experience because
wait, sorry.
No, we're funny, but like it was totally different for me because like I joined you guys when you were already on the up and everything. So first practices, I mean, I had the same feeling about am I going to be good enough? How am I going to like play up to these people? And I get there and it's just all business. They're all just like, oh, we got this show and we got this show and all this. And I'm like, are we going to do...
This isn't funny!
We're not doing improv at all. It's just like, oh, there's like business talk. And
What is
then,
this, business club? This is
Going
boring.
back to saying that we think we're the funniest, what I'm trying to say is when we're on stage, we enjoy performing with each other so much
Absolutely.
that we don't even see anything off the stage. We enjoy each other so much. In that sense, we love performing with each other so much.
Yeah.
That's why-
you have to be confident and you have to be sure of yourself to get up there in the first place. And even if something you say isn't funny, you learn how to roll with it, and you learn that it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
And we pick on each other nonstop.
What? You're kidding.
Yeah. All of our Shut the Front Door games we play and
I didn't know
drinking
that.
games and
Booster.
We're very straight-laced people. We're not
Uh-huh.
gonna have fun.
Yeah. To get back to the original question though, I think now that I'm thinking about it, my first impression was, why are all these people so different? Like I was like, Sam is like a family man. He's super tall and like a completely unique character. Brandon is like this wild, energetic, slimmer version of Chris Farley.
Not by much.
Yeah.
Slimmer.
And everybody was just like such a weird
what am I? I'd like
character.
to hear this.
You
Might
were-
as well
you-
go around.
You weren't there my first time.
Alright.
But
Oh.
everybody, I just like, this is such a weird cast of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing because we're all so different.
We're all so different, and it shines on stage. That's what makes the whole thing so unique. Everybody's completely different.
Oh God, I hate improv. I hate it.
You don't have to memorize any lines. I hate memorizing lines. I hate having to remember things. I feel like I'm, an old man already, but I like being able to make it up on the fly, and improv gives you that gut where you can just make things up on the fly.
I think there's a real thrill into stepping on stage and not knowing what's going to
The
happen.
next, yeah.
And then you get on stage, you make eye contact with the other person who's on stage with you, and you both have a look in your eye like, we don't know where this is going, but like, I'm here with you. Let's
It's
see what
on.
happens. There's an audience
Yeah.
here.
It's on.
It's
We have to say something now.
Yeah.
So let's try to do what we can and try to make the audience laugh.
And the thing that I probably like most is when they laugh at something that you didn't think was funny, or you didn't expect to be funny. Someone just mumbles something or says something that really doesn't have any application to the scene at all, and the audience just loses it. So that's kind of funny where it catches us off guard, where they laugh at something that we really had no idea they were going to laugh at.
It's the fear of the unknown and the excitement of the unknown. And the more that you work with someone and spend so much time with each other, we can just give cues just with our eyes or our hands or anything and know without speaking. But it's the support that we give. It's the
It
support.
doesn't always work.
It's the support. Yeah.
Some cues are
It's
bigger
the
than others.
support we give one another and what we create together, like at the end of the scene.
Yeah.
It's really
Very.
satisfying, especially like there's always a moment. Well, not always, but sometimes there's a moment like it's really satisfying when you leave the stage with somebody else who was on the scene with you, and you both look at each other like, "What was that?
What happened?
Well, that was crazy." It makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love
Fun.
I love the creative outlet. I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to do comedy for so long and just never had that part, and then now that it's here, it's just
And-
way better balance in life, and it's so awesome.
We all have so much energy, and that's where we go spend it all.
Oh yeah.
And even after a long week, we can get up on stage and just act
Yeah.
like idiots, and
It's
it works
stress
out some of the
relief
time.
too, right? Like,
Sure
I mean,
is.
we all have stressful lives with stressful
Yeah.
jobs, and once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, we can all get together and relieve our stress in probably what I think is the best way possible.
Yeah, it's like a weird happiness chamber. Like I find when I leave my house.
It's a weird
Yeah, I
happiness
know.
chamber.
I leave my house and I'm kind of like maybe in a bad mood, like just
Yeah.
with whatever, and then I come home and like my fiance is just like, "What happened?" Like, every time you come home, you're
She's
just like,
on your ass.
No,
She's
no.
nagging
You wouldn't
No
get it.
happiness.
You wouldn't understand. I went to my chamber. You don't get it.
His house is called the Unhappy Chamber.
Where you were in that chamber, I was here slaving away.
Kevin, you always go to that happiness chamber without me. I thought we had something.
Kevin's using us as like foreplay.
Oh, just so you guys know. No, just so you know, July 25th we're married. She's coming to every practice, every
Oh,
show.
she's becoming
she's
part
now
of the
she's coming to the
family.
chamber.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're together, man. It's
Yeah.
support.
July
You're one.
She's been very
25th.
busy
Become
up
one big
until now.
blob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Which, let's be honest, it just makes Kevin Kevin plus his fiance probably equals one regular sized human being.
Well, I don't know, one regular size Ryan human being.
Yeah, hey,
Right.
nothing wrong with this.
No, more to love.
Well, you lost the beard has lost
Yeah,
a
that was
little.
probably
A
good.
solid
3 pounds
15
right there.
pounds with that beard coming
Oh,
off. I'm
yeah?
not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking on your feet. right? You have questions, someone asks you a question, in my case, in a class, for example, I have no real choice but to answer at that point. Sometimes I don't necessarily know what I'm going to say until it comes out of my mouth, and improv has helped me with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. I work in a lot of crisis work, and I mean that's what you're thrust into, and it just gives you so much more confidence just knowing you have no idea what you're gonna get, and you have confidence to be able to handle it because you know you can, make stuff up on the fly and just act. I think and like ever in crisis, if you can act kind of calm or whatever, that's good.
I think we've all probably just BS'd our bosses probably every day since we
Yeah.
started doing improv. So
I think the confidence too, like we do all of our shows sober, and we're in front of sometimes 300 people, and we're getting on a stage where we don't know what's going to happen in front of a live crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a confidence that you can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, if public speaking is the biggest fear, which it is, of the common person, for some reason it is, then public speaking with no script and no plan must be even scarier. So, like, if you can overcome that, you can overcome a lot of things that you'd be scared of in life.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to say yes to more things.
That's true.
Yeah, it teaches you to be open.
Yeah, it teaches you to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good with rearing children too, by the way, for those of you who will be having children in the future. Saying
God, I
not,
hope
you gotta
not.
say no a lot, but
Yeah.
you gotta say yes too.
Say yes to a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Say yes to celibacy.
Lovely.
Well, that's their first word, right? Is no, right? So
it
just
depends on
number
the
2 should be
child,
yes and.
can I play with matches? Can I play with matches? Yes, and at the
Yes.
neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And you may burn yourself, so just keep that in mind. I just hope it's like, where do babies come from, and then I hope I don't just have this like long improv, long form.
Oh, you
scene
will.
Out of,
You will.
Out of that. Well,
Oh, here are my puppets.
trip to Crazy Town,
Happiness chamber.
happiness chamber.
I like playing this game called First Date that we play, where we get a couple from the audience and we interview them on their names and how long they've been together and about their first date, and then 2 improvisers act out their first date, and they ding the bell if we're doing it right and they honk the horn if we're not, and it's just really fun to basically have fun with these people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good game.
It's really funny seeing their friends in the crowd too, because they know all kind of the inside jokes, and then when you accidentally stumble on like a real truth about their relationship, they're like, it's like, we should start charging people to send them the videos about their first date.
Yeah, really. Eh?
So-
We
Like,
can
I would
make
love to
money on
have,
the side.
like if I did that first date, I would love to have a video of that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love First Date a lot. That'd be my second though. I like Greatest Hits the best. I'm a big fan of Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
Greatest Hits is basically the premise is that you've got 2 on-air personalities trying to sell a compilation album of a particular, usually we choose career, right? A particular career, so example songs of The Plumber. We at the Front Door tend to use karaoke versions of popular songs, which adds another level to it, because not only do you have to make up words to this song, but you also have to try and sort of stay true to the tune. So the people who are announcing the songs will come up with the title, and that's what we have to make our songs about. We have no real choice. That's what it is, and it's challenging but super rewarding.
I agree. I like that one. I love New Choice. New Choice is number 1 for me, just because when you're on stage, well, I guess the game is like you go out, you're forming a scene, and you'll say something, and there'll be a person calling the game, watching it, and they'll go New Choice, and you have to come up with saying something either completely different from what you've said or like slightly different.
New choice.
A little altered.
New choice.
That aberrates from the original word that was used or phrase.
Dumb it down.
Not the same.
New
Nice,
accent.
nice.
New accent. It's not the same.
And you can kind of play around with it in that way and make them say something in a new way, or a new entrance, or a new, if they burp, a new burp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
new
it's like,
dance.
it's
new-
hard enough to like come up with something off the top of your head one time, and then someone's just like, no, that is not good enough. We do not accept that. And then you have to just keep digging out of your mind like all these different things, and it always ends up being like similar, and then totally off base, and then it just it's hilarious.
And it's fun because in some scenes you wish you could take back something you said and say something different, but it's too late. And in this one, you might get that chance
You
where
get that second chance.
you can have another shot.
Comedy vengeance.
Finally.
And we won't let anyone forget something that they've said in the scene.
No.
So
Yeah,
we'll bring it back for you.
We'll bring it back.
Take it to their grave.
Yeah.
My favorite is who's line. I love that because who knows? So the premise is we get the audience to write out little slips of paper and then we read them during the scene. I like it because I have no idea what they've written.
But it's all seen.
Yeah, it's a surprise to me on stage,
Yeah.
and it's a surprise to them.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
There's too many.
Our favorite moment on
Wow.
stage. It's funny because a lot of the moments you cannot remember because you're so in the zone, and like a couple days after you do it, you go like, I don't even really know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then sometimes we'll get drunk at a party and watch a video and laugh, and then that's when you really realize what actually worked.
When Brandon
Yeah.
ripped his pants, I think that was it.
People don't realize that we're reacting so much in the moment to what our fellow troop members are saying. Honestly, when we leave a show, we honestly cannot remember what happened in the games or in the scenes at all,
Yeah.
unless we watch it.
It might have to do with all the beer we drink after we're done as a celebration.
Yeah, killing some
Nope.
brain cells.
No correlation or causation whatsoever.
Let's not badmouth the good name of beer here.
Yeah, come
people.
on. Yeah.
You're right.
Let's be serious. But I don't have like specific moments, but anytime you start a scene as one thing and then you just kind of forget an accent or forget your character and you go off and then someone calls you on it and then you have to salvage it. It's basically when you screw up and have to salvage it is like the best moment.
We all
We're
do.
very familiar with that.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
We pick accents a lot, and that's kind of to our detriment sometimes because you won't say something for a while, and you'll forget how exactly you were speaking, and then you'll change it up, or you'll change it up halfway through your sentence, and then someone will call you on it, and there's how many games we've had where your voice just kind of changed. What happened there?
I think some of my favorite moments are when we get a member of the audience to come up, and then they join the scene in a certain capacity, and then they get a huge laugh from the crowd, and then you can see a look on their face of like pure joy. And it's really funny because they don't know why they're being funny. They're not sure what to do. They're so uncomfortable, and then they get a big laugh from the crowd, and you can see it in their face how much fun they're having up there.
Yeah, we want them to steal the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
we want them to have a good time.
Too many.
Kathleen putting her head out the car yelling, "Do you want some naan bread?" on our way back from Toronto Second City.
I think, Jim sitting in a booster seat or running down
Oh, we had
Ryan's road in cut-off shorts and no
Yeah.
shirt.
Oh, with my dog.
Yeah, with Claire's
Yeah.
dog running down the
There's
road.
been a few things that Jim has done that I don't think we're allowed to talk about.
We've signed a confidentiality agreement within the group to not disclose a lot of this information.
Yeah.
Actually, even you saying the non-confidentiality agreement exists is a breach of the non-confidentiality.
Yeah.
It's like Fight Club. We're not supposed to talk about it.
I say our Christmas parties are usually pretty good. The last one was a lot of fun.
Just imagine this group playing Cards Against Humanity, and that's all you need to know.
Boring.
Our cab rides and our out-of-town excursions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Detroit Improv Festival.
Detroit
Our
Improv
road
Festival,
trips, I think,
Our
are
road trips are
really
fun.
good.
That's really bonding. That's when you spend a lot of time with people in a small space is when you really learn a lot about them. And
You really learn that they're gassy people.
yeah,
when
most
you
of us
share hotel rooms with them.
feed a car full of people Taco Bell and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spend so much time together, like so much time over the years that we are like a family. So you can imagine what goes on.
Shenanigans.
More haircuts. Or,
Yeah, we've all been.
I'm hoping for a violent breakup.
Oh!
Like the 5 years now.
Oh,
5
like
years.
behind-
5 years.
It's a bunch of drama.
I want it tomorrow!
Behind the improv is coming out in the future.
This will be our. It was all fun until Jim brought up the violent breakup.
And then it just
I
had
gave
to
us
happen.
5 years, guys.
Jim, maybe you should watch the tape we made before you got here.
You can expect to see more long form because all of us are in agreement that we need to do more long form. Long form is so much fun to do, even more fun than the short games, I think. So you can definitely expect more long form.
And long form's got a lot of variations. A lot of the time it just starts with a word, and we build scene upon scene upon scene from that word. Sometimes the scenes interlap, sometimes they don't. But long form really is the heart and soul of improv, and to be able to bring that to London is definitely an exciting feat for myself, and I know for the rest of the group.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do a long form show in just long form
Just
in the
long
in the
form.
new season.
Yeah.
It's a good test of our skills because we're out there for a very long time and there's no set formation. to the game, so anything can happen.
Shut up.
Kevin.
Shut up, everyone.
Kevin does.
Now,
Not-
to be fair,
That's
to be
Kevin.
I am
fair,
the most serious person in this group.
to be fair,
He's the newest.
he's the newest,
And we're so damn
therefore,
funny.
I mean, when I first started, I think I probably would have been the one that broke most on stage, right? Like, it's a skill that you do develop, right? Being able to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
We all have moments though
Yeah.
where
Oh yeah.
a lot of us have to kind of do that,
Once.
like turn away.
Yeah.
I
Don't
broke
take this
once.
away from me. This is
Fine,
my
it's
thing.
you.
This
It's
is my
always
thing.
you.
Always Kevin.
Kevin's the Jimmy
Kevin is
Fallon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh Jesus.
We have quirks.
Let's start with Taylor.
Taylor touches his junk.
I'm like a 1-year-old in the crib. I'm just kind of exploring myself.
I just love Taylor's go-to. That's my favorite.
That's
Taylor,
Gay.
we all have
Yeah.
quirks.
We all
Taylor
have quirks.
paces like a Black Panther.
I love it every single time Ryan goes, "You son of a bitch." It happens at least once
And
a
he-
show.
Ryan's angry dad
And he-
character.
and his, wait, who is that character? Obama?
Obama.
His
Yes.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He touches his belt. I say, what do I say all the time?
What
What
I
I
meant.
mean
What
is-
what I mean is.
What I mean is.
My favorite quirk.
Listen.
Yeah, my favorite quirk for Kathleen is just going for the jugular on something just vividly graphic on stage.
None of us are gonna touch that.
That the
and
crowd's
she
like,
jumps in.
what did you just say? That's
And
that's.
we
Or
get
when
we
she
get
doesn't
a
have it-
warning. We usually get a warning from Jim about whether he's got a good joke loaded up
Yeah.
because he'll laugh at his joke before he even says
Yeah,
it.
that's
That's
true.
how quick his improv brain is.
Jim starts smiling before something
Yeah.
funny that he says.
Yeah.
That's pretty stupid.
Brandon hits the floor
Yeah.
and
Or
pretends
he's a cat.
Or he's a cat.
He
Yeah.
sweats.
Gotta be a cat.
He
Yeah.
sweats.
Yeah.
Brandon will be anything that's not a person. He'll be the baby in the scene, or like
Yeah.
the woman with like giant boobs, or something. That's a
The
person.
lamp
That's a person.
post-
But
the lamppost or something.
Claire will give you a
With the
black eye
sweat.
by the constant
Claire's a
pointing.
pointer.
I'm a
Pointing.
Pointer
Pointer.
Claire.
You.
I'm a pointer.
Sam seems to always be getting things out of really high cupboards up top.
Sam's very
You're
high-minded.
in a fishing boat. I'll get the rods out of the top.
You're in a tent. Here, let's go to the cupboards.
Yeah, you're in the doctor's office. Just let me get those band-aids up here.
So we all have quirks.
We all have quirks that we love to bug each other about.
Yeah.
Actually, our drinking game during our Christmas party is we all have a quirk that we'll point out before we start a video of a past show, and you have to drink your drink every time they do that quirk.
And
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until you pass out.
Needless to say, a lot of booze gets drank very quickly.
Very quickly.
Crazy dare.
Crazy dare.
I dare you to go on stage right now.
I'm Jimmy.
I think Jim probably would have
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, you won a hot dog eating contest recently. I don't know if it was a dare, but
Yeah.
sort of obligation, but still.
They make for good stories, dares, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be called a pussy.
I don't know.
We're
I'm
getting
visual-
real here.
Yeah.
I'm visualizing like Brandon and his like high energy coming in Farley-esque and like just literally like crashing.
So then maybe
like,
accidentally it'd be
yeah.
Brandon then.
Our-
Yeah,
If
Brandon.
was
But
Brandon.
Who made up these questions?
Our choice,
Brandon.
Brandon.
our job
Of course
though
he'd find
is
one to point to him.
anything that happens, our job is to support it. So if something
Yeah.
starts going wrong, we're all there to support it anyways.
Yeah, that's why I was confused by the question, because I don't see our scenes
There's
crashing
no
in the
crash.
negative way. I mean, I see some of them not being as funny as others, but I don't ever see any of them crashing because we do try to make each other look good. We do try to support each other, and therefore, even if it seems like it's going wrong, somebody will help make it go right. I'm pointing.
Bad question, Brandon.
Yeah.
You cheat.
Yeah, Brandon.
You know what? Yeah, let's say Brandon crashed this interview.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon.
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 And I come in very, very starstruck, but just under him. So
Brandon.
I believe
Get away with
that the tone we used earlier was a used car salesman.
Yeah, he's nuts.
That's kind of what he turns into.
We're like,
I remember one time we were at Detroit Improv Festival, and Rachel Dratch from Saturday Night Live, who was, you would like, she was Debbie Downer. She was there during the
Yeah.
Tina Fey phase.
Yeah.
Hilarious woman. Brandon was out of control, excited to meet her,
Yeah.
and I had to take a picture of him and her together, and the camera wouldn't work. It was really awkward, and it was too dark. So I kept on taking a picture, and he would like look at the photo and be like, I'm sorry, Rachel, what, can we take another one? And then while I tried to adjust the brightness settings, he would be making the most awkward small talk with her, and I'm like looking up from the camera, looking at her face, and it's like, okay,
There's
yeah, sweet.
I sit back and
It's
then
over with.
we're in front of all the stars, and the Brennan's like this. Oh my God, did you see who's over here? Oh my God, did you see who's over there? Did you see who's over there? Did you see who's over there? Running around like a maniac with his head cut off.
It's his element.
He's he's starstruck.
Wow.
Right here, right now.
I ate fish and chips next to a guy who was in Seinfeld, Rick Hall. So that was,
Yeah.
that's like, I could die happy today.
I think performing, I did a hoedown that was musically produced by Laura Hall from Whose Line Is It Anyway, and I think that was a big moment for me, and I didn't think I was going to be nervous, but I totally was nervous. Even though I've done the hoedown literally like hundreds of times, I was probably the most nervous I've ever been. It was a great moment.
Yeah, the first All-Star show so far has been
Was awesome.
for me the highlight. So with Laura Hall, Rick Hall, and Matt Barham last summer, that to me I think was our big moment so far.
Our pinnacle.
And we liked performing with Naomi as well.
That's true.
Naomi Sneakin.
One of my favorite moments was performing with Naomi because she's just so talented and she just makes everyone look amazing.
And we also had Legally Problematic up from Detroit, which they're a great, talented group of improvisers as well, and it was a lot of fun to get to perform improv with a group that you don't see all the time, and it's a lot of fun.
It's nice when, you know, we love performing with each other, but when we bring someone in from the outside, and it just kind of adds a very different element to the show. So those are probably some of our highlights, I would say, is having someone else come and, you know, kind of join in the fun.
Yeah. And even for me, like in the audience, like when my family came, that was my moment that I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah.
But now Colin and Deb.
Well, and when your family disowned you and drove home after, that was, I mean, it kind of ruined it.
That's what he's been up to?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Must be nice to have a nice family. My family ditches me for train concerts, so
Calling all angels.
Yeah.
My
Drops
family
to
is
Jupiter.
flying
Jupiter,
across
man,
the
yeah.
country
I
to
know.
come see this show.
It's true.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
The best is yet to come.